Have you ever been called the good one? The reliable friend? The responsible sibling? The one who always says yes? It sounds like a compliment, right? We all want to be seen as good people. But what if I told you there's a dark side too, always wearing that halo? What if being the good person is actually draining the life out of you? One yes at a time. Today, we're peeling back the layers on a phenomena I call moral exhaustion. It's that bone-deep tiredness that comes from constantly putting everyone else's needs, feelings, and expectations before your own. We're going to explore why this happens, how it leads to people-pleasing and self-erasure, and most importantly, how to break free without becoming a jerk, because you deserve to be good to yourself, too. Let's start with a scenario. Your friend calls you late at night, needing to vent about their bad day. You're exhausted, you have an early meeting, but you listen for an hour, because that's what a good friend does. Or maybe your boss asks you to take on an extra project. Your plate is already overflowing, but you agree with a smile because you want to be seen as a team player. Sound familiar? These individual acts of kindness seem small, but when they become a pattern, they create a heavy burden. You're constantly performing goodness, not just being it. This performance is fueled by a deep-seated fear. The fear of being seen as selfish, of disappointing others, of not being liked. This is the breeding ground for people-pleasing. People-pleasing isn't about genuine kindness. It's about anxiety management. You say yes, not because you want to, but because you're terrified of the consequences of saying no. You imagine the other person's disappointment, their anger, or worse, their rejection. So you sacrifice your own time, your energy, and your peace of mind to avoid that potential conflict. You become a chameleon, changing your colors to match whatever you think people want to see. You agree with opinions you don't share, laugh at jokes you don't find funny, and suppress your own desires to keep the peace. The problem is, the only peace you're keeping is external. Internally, a storm is brewing. You start to feel resentful, not just towards the people you're accommodating, but towards yourself for being so accommodating. This is the first crack in the good person facade. This constant performance leads to something even more insidious: self-erasure. Think about it. When you spend all your time and energy focused on other people's needs, what's left for you? Your hobbies, your passions, your dreams, they all get pushed to the back burner. You might not even know what you truly want anymore because you've spent so long prioritizing what everyone else wants. You've erased your own identity to become a blank canvas for others to project their needs onto. I once knew someone who was the quintessential good daughter. She chose her college major, her career path, even the city she lived in, all based on her parents' approval. She was praised by everyone for being so dutiful. But in her late 20s, she had a breakdown. She realized she had no idea who she was outside of being a good daughter. Her entire life was a reflection of someone else's expectations. She had completely erased herself from her own story. This is the ultimate cost of unchecked people-pleasing. You lose your sense of self. Your own voice becomes so quiet you can barely hear it over the chorus of other people's demands. You might feel empty, disconnected, or like you're just an actor playing a role in your own life. This emptiness can lead to serious mental health challenges. It's a lonely place to be, feeling like no one sees the real you, because you've hidden the real you so effectively. You're trapped in a cage of your own making, a cage built with the bars of shoulds and supposed tos. You should be helpful. You're supposed to be easygoing. But who says, and at what cost? So, why do we fall into this trap? Often, it starts in childhood. We learn that being good gets us praise and affection. Being compliant, quiet, and helpful is rewarded. Crying, expressing anger, or having strong opinions might be labeled as being difficult or selfish. We internalize this lesson. To be loved, I must be good. To be good, I must suppress my own needs and feelings. This pattern gets carried into adulthood, where the stakes feel even higher. We want our boss to like us, our partner to love us, and our friends to accept us. The people-pleaser inside us believes that our value is conditional. It depends entirely on how useful we are to others. It's not about being a bad person. It's a survival strategy that has outlived its usefulness. Let's talk about moral exhaustion. This isn't just regular burnout from working too hard. It is a specific kind of fatigue that comes from the constant emotional labor of managing everyone else's feelings while suppressing your own. It's the exhaustion of constantly monitoring yourself. Did I say the right thing? Did they seem upset? How can I fix this? It's the weight of carrying unspoken resentments. You feel tired, not just physically, but spiritually. Your empathy, which was once a source of strength, now feels like a liability. You might even find yourself becoming cynical or numb, a defense mechanism against feeling too much. This is your emotional system waving a giant red flag, screaming that it's overloaded and about to shut down. Ignoring this is not an option if you want to live a fulfilling life. So, how do we break the cycle? How do we stop being a people pleaser without becoming a selfish monster? The answer lies in one powerful, terrifying, and liberating word: boundaries. Boundaries are not walls you build to push people away. They are guidelines you set to protect your own well-being. They are the lines that separate your needs from others' needs, your responsibilities from theirs. The first step is to simply recognize your own limits. What drains you? What makes you feel resentful? Start by noticing those feelings without judgment. Your resentment is a compass. It's pointing you directly to a place where a boundary needs to be set. Let's get practical. Setting boundaries starts small. You don't have to go from saying yes to everything to a flat no overnight. Try using what I call boundary phrases. Instead of an immediate yes, say, "Let me check my calendar and get back to you." This gives you a moment to pause and honestly ask yourself, do I have the time? Do I have the energy? Do I even want to do this? Another powerful phrase is, "I can't do that, but here's what I can do." This shows you're still willing to be helpful, but on your own terms. For example, if a friend asks you to help them move on your only day off, you could say, "I can't help all day Saturday, but I can come for 2 hours in the morning." You are still being a good friend, but you are also honoring your need for rest. The scariest part of setting boundaries is the fear of how others will react. Yes, some people might be surprised or even upset at first, especially if they're used to you always saying yes. They might even try to guilt you, saying things like, "But I thought I could count on you." This is a critical moment. Their reaction is not your responsibility. People who genuinely care about you will respect your limits, even if they're disappointed. People who only value you for what you can do for them will reveal themselves. And honestly, that's valuable information. Setting boundaries is a filter. It helps you see who is truly in your corner. Remember, you are teaching people how to treat you. As you start setting boundaries, you need to rediscover who you are without the people-pleasing mask. It's time to reverse the self-erasure. Start by asking yourself simple questions. What do I want to eat for dinner? What movie do I want to watch? It sounds trivial, but if you've been deferring to others for years, you might not even know the answers. Start a favorites list: favorite song, favorite color, favorite way to spend a Sunday. Reconnect with hobbies you've let go of, or try new ones that spark your curiosity. This is about rebuilding your relationship with yourself. You are getting to know the most important person in your life all over again. It's a process of reclaiming your own identity, one small choice at a time. This journey is not about becoming selfish. It's about moving from self-erasure to self-respect. True kindness is not about giving until you're empty. True kindness comes from a full cup. When you take care of your own needs, you have more genuine energy, love, and compassion to give to others. You can give freely, without resentment, because you're giving from a place of choice, not obligation. The world needs authentic, vibrant, and whole people who can share their gifts without losing themselves in the process. You can be a kind, generous, and loving person while also having firm boundaries and a strong sense of self. In fact, that's the only way to be truly and sustainably good to others and to yourself. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, please share your experience in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on living an authentic life.